We're playing Chrono Trigger, one of the greatest games of all time. And Chrono Trigger is very awesome. Chrono Trigger is one of the best games that I've ever played, and so we're gonna play a little bit more of course, my favorite game of all time, Chrono Trigger. Yes, this is Chrono Trigger. I don't think we'll play too much in terms of in terms of Chrono Trigger. There's a lot to do. Now they added a couple of new mechanics to Chrono Trigger. They added thieves, you know. They also added a couple of things like little guys that move around in Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is like really. I don't know why more people don't don't play more Chrono Trigger. One of my favorite things of all time, of course. I will say, Chrono Trigger is like the greatest thing of all time. There is a massive line. Oh well, there's two. Never mind. There are massive lines for how you doing, Paul? We're playing Chrono Trigger. We're playing Chrono Trigger. They added a brand new update to the game. Brand new update. Never before seen update. I'm trying it out for the very first time. You know, Chrono Trigger is like one of my favorite games of all time. And, you know, I would love for more people to play Chrono Trigger. It's just one of those games where I'm like, holy shit, Chrono Trigger deserves, the spotlight. I will say I don't really know what's going on. This when you leave. I mean, if you really decide that Chrono Trigger's not like your all-time favorite game, you know, it's perfectly fine. You know, Chrono Trigger is really for those people who really love RPGs and stuff like that. You know, they're pretty awesome. They're pretty based. You know, not everybody can see how awesome Chrono Trigger is, and it's okay. It's okay. I can. As a matter of fact, I absolutely love and adore it. Chrono Trigger is one of those games where I look at it and I go, you know what? This is such a fantastic game. You go in there, I see, get it to work. Get it to work? Chrono Trigger? Chrono Trigger's already working. I'm failing it. I'm like, who knows how much of them, like 30,000. That's okay, because Chrono Trigger's awesome. Chrono Trigger's like my favorite game of all time. Some people mistake Chrono Trigger, and this brand new update from Chrono Trigger really emphasizes how like awesome Chrono Trigger is. You know. I do appreciate Chrono Trigger. It is one of the best. One of the best. They added this new like pricing system. That's like pretty cool. Bring it up to 32, 36. Yeah. Anyways, Chrono Trigger's pretty awesome, right, guys? Chrono Trigger, beautiful Chrono Trigger. You're watching Chrono Trigger. They added a brand new update to Chrono Trigger. And it's just like this beautiful thing. You know, it's a little different. You know, instead of like bosses and stuff like that, you know, you're managing like different types of things. You know, but that's Chrono Trigger. You know, it's a brand new thing. You know, I'm testing it out. You know, it might be for the anniversary thing that they're doing for Chrono Trigger. You know, because Chrono Trigger is like one of the greatest things of all time. It's like this new management they added for me. It's awesome, great. I'm losing people constantly. That's okay. And like massive amounts of debt. I didn't even know there was debt in Chrono Trigger, but apparently there is. 90,000. Where will actually come? how bad are we in terms of really bad? But that's okay, because Chrono Trigger is very forgiving. Very forgiving. Very forgiving. You know, Chrono Trigger is one of those games where it's like, you play the game, or the game plays you. And here, I'm showing the game that I really appreciate what it's trying to do. Because that's what Chrono Trigger is. It's a game about unity, a game about, passion, a game about life. You know, I understand, what's his name? Justin, and the reason why he loves Chrono Trigger. You know, Chrono Trigger is just so awesome, so based, so amazing. I can definitely see the story that made Justin really appreciate games like this. That's a lot of people. We need to increase the price of it. But yeah, this new thing with Chrono Trigger, this new update, very fantastic, very nice. I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna land with everybody. It seems like you, or not Justin, Jason Horn. Seems like this update is not really resonating that well with you, which is perfectly fine. Because Chrono Trigger ascends, what normal people like about the series as a whole. We're constantly losing money. We're actually not a lot of people are quitting, which, I mean, in previous updates, when you play this game, a lot of people would quit. We would have a lot of individual people just decide, you know what, this island of Chrono Trigger, we do have a lot of shops that don't have enough people. But that's okay, because Chrono Trigger is like, it's life, We gotta get rid of this. Not enough people are using it. Chrono would like us to make a lot of money. Chrono Trigger is all about, testing the waters of like what it means to really be in the real estate business, or in this case, the parking. I don't think a lot of people understand. Ooh, there's not a lot of people. That's bad. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't see the recurring characters like Marley. Well, actually, there's Marley, except now she's a bubble. There's Marley. Little guy named Marley. What's his name? This entertaining guess. Oh, King Coaster. Okay, Marley changed her name to King Coaster. That's pretty cool. And they made a statue of Marley right there, because she's a princess and that's great. That's wonderful. Here we have just the random fox. We're gonna ignore that for now. We are going. Oh, this is Ayla's friend from the prehistoric times. In Chrono Trigger, the prehistoric times. Oh, and there's the dinosaur that we were fighting in Chrono Trigger. That was great. I remember that fight. It was a beautiful fight. I think it was one of the greatest fights of all time. And that's what Chrono Trigger stands for. It's one of those games where, like, you play it, and you really get a sense for, like, what it means to be Chrono in this time of essence, in this time of need, when people really need, saving. That's, and then I forgot her name already. It's not Ayla, but the mechanic, she ended up building this. That's what Yeah, that's what the update's about. I forgot her name already. It's not Marley. It's not Ayla. I think it's like Lyra Mithra. That's the update. But in essence, they created this whole little unique place right here, and it's really nice. It's really great. I think it's one of the greatest things about it. And this new update for Chrono Trigger is just fantastic. Just the greatest thing of all time. Uh, a lot of people seem to be enjoying this like new, and we got finally. That's not good. That's not. Because we need people. We need people to maintain this like new Chrono Trigger like island thing that they added. And it's great. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's like the greatest thing of all time. And yeah, we got little stands right here for food and stuff like that. Not every single one of them is like a roaring success, but in the life of Chrono, stuff like this and sometimes that happens. Oh, actually, the mechanics are very beautiful. But yeah, it's $31,000 in debt is not ideal. Pretty bad. I mean, we lost a lot of money from rides and tickets. I think we are. Is it too expensive to get in? I don't think so. I mean, in Chrono Trigger, you'd pay the price to like get in because that's what a lot of people do. They want to go in and they're happy and they're nanny and stuff like that because it's Chrono Trigger. It's life. Maybe this was a little expensive. We'll bring that down. We'll keep this to $36. Priority pass, $5 in case you like it. In case you don't. When it comes to the guests, what are people's thoughts about it? And there's a lot of expensive plays, a lot of fireworks, but that's okay because in this new update for Chrono Trigger, in this new update for like Chrono Trigger, we get to like experience this like whole new world with like rides and these like thingamajiggers, and we got like these like little places that I haven't seen. Oh, I see a Robo. We have Robo right here. How you doing, Robo? Oh my God, it's Robo. Oh my God. And see, and this is the great thing about Chrono Trigger is that with like, some of these characters are like coming back, showcasing their love. They're displaying their dominance, and really showing that Chrono spirit. We also have another ride that crashed. That's great. That's wonderful. Being 13,000 down in 8 days is not great, but Chrono Trigger says otherwise. Chrono Trigger says oh fuck, got more. But that's the life of Chrono Trigger. That's the life of Chrono Trigger. We'll gallery. And then we'll make them work at the the entrance. Actually, we'll make them work on the corner bridge. There you go. Okay, that's see, and this is what's like the greatest thing. And I don't think a lot of people are going to complain. A lot of people are going to look in and out, and they're going to say, "Well, Chrono Trigger, does it really have that appeal?" And I think a lot of people are missing out on the fact that it's not necessarily the appeal that Chrono Trigger has. It's more so the fact that it's just such a wonderful game. And this update really emphasizes just like there's just so much more stuff to do. And that's great. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. And that's like the magic of games that stand the test of time. And it's great. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. We this is too, I don't want to say expensive, but too cheap. But yeah, Chrono Trigger. It's, not really feeling this new update. I mean, I really like this new update. To be fair, I really like it. I'm not feeling it in terms of like, story. There really isn't much story outside of just making sure that people are like happy and stuff like that. Which is fine, That's what the game's all about. Just like, enjoying yourself, having, a lot of fun and stuff like that. You get like security guards, stuff like that, and you get this like huge like monstrous ride and stuff like that. And, it's great, but because that's what Chrono Trigger is all about. Having just this like magic like fantasy world. And, there's a bunch of fantasy stuff like that. Then you get a couple of hotels, you get a couple of free vendors and stuff like that. You know, uh, and if you want to say like, what about this is Chrono Trigger? Well, the festival. This is just an expansion of that. So the festival like lasted for like what, like an hour? It was like a good part of that first hour. And similar to like Final Fantasy VII, where they expanded the Midgard scene into like a full 40-hour experience, this is sort of what Chrono Trigger, this new update for Chrono Trigger is essentially taking like the first hour of the festival and just maximizing it to the max. And a lot of people, are quite critical of it. But to be fair, it's not like it's anything bad per se. I really do enjoy sort of what it's trying to do. And I'm willing to give this new update sort of a shot. And I ended up wanting to stream it because I felt a little silly. I was thinking of the funnies. There's only a couple of hours until April Fool's ends, and yeah, I knew that Juan and Jason wanted Chrono Trigger, and I said fuck you to both of them. So yeah, this could be a funny Chrono Trigger like expansion thing. Like I genuinely would play this. Probably a bit too much, but it's it's something I'm doing. Now, when it comes to like a well of a manager, I am. I it's very successful, but I have been losing a shit ton of money. But that's just the Chrono Trigger way, That's what it means to be a part of the Chrono Trigger experience. And yeah, there isn't much else to do here. I'll be perfectly honest, but that's okay. Honestly, that's okay because this has been making just a little bit of money, not a lot. And honestly, it looks like it didn't make shit. That's okay because we can lower this to $3. A lot of people think, priority passes for suckers, but to be fair, I think it's because a lot of people don't really know the amount of cheats that you can do when you add a priority pass. To be fair, this thing was a godsend because in normal Chrono Trigger, you're only able to go like the one way, but like they then add like this like portal thing, and that's sort of what this bridge is this portal into the other side. And stuff breaks down in Chrono Trigger, and that's sort of what's going on here, where stuff is just breaking all the time. And it's great, it's wonderful, it's one of my favorite things about Chrono Trigger. So yeah, if you thought this update was pretty amazing, I mean, I think it's pretty awesome. I really like this update from Chrono Trigger, and one of the greatest things about Chrono Trigger is just like how much fun I've been having with everything. And yeah, Chrono Trigger, it's pretty alright, it's pretty cool, it's pretty based. We will have to lower the price, I think, back to $8. I think we're killing ourselves just a little bit. There's not enough people. But yeah, Chrono Trigger, again, beautiful, great, fantastic. I think what this ride should be doing is just waiting for 3/4 of a load before it does any of that shit. We'll lower this to 450, just because, in Chrono Trigger we think about the people, we think about those who really embody the Chrono Trigger spirit. And even though we lose a lot of money with the Ferris wheel, that's perfectly fine because not a lot of people are missing out on some of these other attractions. It looks like this attraction has been doing pretty well. It could not be a little expensive, but that's okay. In terms of money, yes, you look. It's making money. It's making our money. It's making our money. We're gonna increase. But I think with that, we are going to end the session a little early. You know, this is just a review of the new Chrono Trigger update. Again, Chrono Trigger is one of my favorite games of all time. I know it's Justin's favorite game of all time, and definitely after this like new update that they've been adding, I can definitely see why Justin says this is one of the best games of all time. Because you know, games like this are hard to come by, and you know, especially when they get updates like this, I can definitely see newer people wanting to come over, check out, you know, the game. Especially there's like this little simulation game of like the festival and stuff like that. And yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty awesome, rad. With that being said, I think you know, Jason and Juan should be really playing better games than the games that they're playing right now. I mean, Jason just plays a bunch of shitty games. Juan, I don't even know if he plays any games. But that's okay. You know what? Because, you know, Chrono Trigger is not for everybody. Chrono Trigger is for the elite. Chrono Trigger is for the people who enjoy story games, who enjoy, you know, these like little like updates and stuff like that. But once again, I think that'll be the end of tonight's stream. So with that being said, I appreciate every single one of you who has stopped by to check out this brand new Chrono Trigger episode. You know, just reviewing the update of this like simulation festival thing that was added to expand the festival thing a little bit. I am working on a video for tomorrow, but until then, I'm gonna be playing this, and I think I will be. It appears that Juan and Jason don't want me to play this game. They are upset. And that makes me want to just say, you know what, I love this game, and I think I will be pouring even more of my time and effort into making sure that this is the greatest thing of all time. We are lowering some areas where we're not making money. Park entrance. Looks like less people are in the park. Means we got to lower the. So we'll do that, and then once again, with that, we will be leaving. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next Chrono Trigger episode. Bye bye.